Good morning and welcome to 9 at 9. It is Tuesday and we're glad that you're here. Jesus said, which one of you can add a centimeter to your height, an inch to your height by worrying? And then he says one of the funniest things in the Bible. If you can't do a small thing like that. Now, let's think about that. If you could grow and shrink at will, if you could, you'd be famous. You'd be on all the late night television shows. You'd have your own stage show in Vegas, and people would come from all over the world, and you would run out to the center of the stage, and you would grow, then you would shrink. Jesus says that's small potatoes. That if you can't do a little thing like grow and shrink at will, then why are you worrying about anything else? One great philosopher said that worrying is like sitting in a rocking chair. You're moving a lot, you're just not going anywhere. And a lot of us get consumed with anxiety and worrying about tomorrow and what's going to happen next, especially in the middle of all of this pandemic. And did you know that about 95% of what you worry about never happens? And so you have spent enormous energy worrying about something that will never happen. So what do you do with all of this energy that worry is? It's anxiety, it's kicked in. One, you sit down with Jesus and you pray. Now, I'm not talking about now to lay me down to sleep. I'm talking about an honest conversation. I'm worried about what the rest of 2020 looks like. I don't know what's going to happen with my job. I don't know how my family's going to make it. I've got all of these things I am worried about, and I'm going to lay them out. And I'm going to speak them. I'm going to write them in my journal. I'm going to be honest with Jesus about where I am and how I am concerned about my future and how I don't know what's going to happen next. And I'm going to lay it out. I'm not going to, sometimes when we pray, you think you gotta change it. Like, Jesus, I'm grateful for the day. And you had 4 flat tires and you got a ticket. Nobody's grateful for that kind of day. There are times when your prayer needs to be, Lord, today stunk, but I got through it. Just be honest with where you are. And then I'm going to stay in that conversation until I am settled in his presence and I realize that this Jesus I'm talking to right now is already waiting on me in my future. The future is done. He has completed it. He's not working on it, trying to get it done at the last minute, not the way you and I would do it. No, it's done. And he's waiting on us to welcome us into that future. And he's going to walk with us from now till then. He's promised us that he would take care of us, and there'd be nothing in life that we didn't have the authority or power to handle, or that it not happen to anybody else. You'll get through it. Your family will get through it. And Jesus will lead you there step by step. But it won't be because you worried about it. Your worry is not going to change a thing except to drive you crazy and everybody around you crazy. So Jesus said, if you can't grow and shrink at will, then why are you worrying? Because if you can't do a little thing like that, then don't sweat the rest of it. So I tell you what, this week, practice growing and shrinking at will. If you get that down, then we can move on to some other stuff. But until you do, don't sweat it. Jesus is already waiting on you in the future. Don't worry. How many of you can add an inch to your height? If you can't do a little thing like that, no need to worry. Trust Jesus from now until then. I'm going to give you about 60 seconds to think about it, and I'll see you tomorrow.